Hello, my creepy kitties. It is I, the Mad Catter, here to bring you an episode of Twisted Turns. This is the channel and the show where I look over some of my favorite RPG and board game products with a little more depth than my previous unboxing videos. Side note, this video is not sponsored in any way. Not that I'd say no to that, cat needs his kibble. I just wanted to show off this shiny little goodie of mine and future other shiny little goodies of mine. And this is an excellent platform with which to do it. Now, this is Tiny Epic Cthulhu and its expansion, Tiny Epic Cthulhu Cult of Chaos. This is a tiny little game from a fairly tiny company that won a tiny little Kickstarter an infinitesimally tiny little time ago when compared to the scope of human history, and you can get it for a relatively tiny little price. Naturally, me being me, I jumped on this Kickstarter the moment I saw it, and after what felt like eons, but really was my tiny little patience, it has arrived. I have a couple more of these delightful products, Tiny Epic Defenders and its expansion, Tiny Epic Defenders Dark War. Though I admit I gave away the Tiny Epic Dungeons for a birthday gift back when my bank account was tiny and not so epic. I kind of regret not keeping it for myself, but I do believe the person who has received it is enjoying it. So that's great, and I also have an opportunity to get it again, which I will discuss towards the end of this video. So, now, let's open it up and have a closer look. Then try and pack it back again, because as we all know, repacking board games is incredibly easy. Alright, so I'm going to set this aside here. So, oh, this is positively packed. Alright, so we have the rulebook. Oh, hey, what's that? It's Dized and a QR code. Interesting. So, the rules aren't terribly extensive. It's only about 23 pages. We have some cards here, astral artifacts. Oh, and this is the bulk, I see. It is a bunch of tokens. Oh! All right. There are some really tiny ones in there. Ha 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 ha. Okay, so we've got a monster, it looks like, and lots of monsters. These are really nice wood meeples type tokens, and I have to say I am impressed. But I also have to say, oh wow, there are some tiny easy to lose pieces in here, and I hope I do not lose any of them. So we'll just put them back, and through the magic of editing, you'll get to skip the tedium of me doing exactly that. And we're back. So this is another thing of tiny little wooden tokens. Looks like some keys, some, I think, coins, and some silica gel. That looks tasty. Don't actually ever eat silica gel, kids. It's not tasty. It's not good. In fact, it even says, do not eat. Not that I know from experience. Only silica gel I have eaten were a gag candy thing. So, yes, there's more tokens. I imagine these ones are a little more particular if they are separated from the big bag. Oh, you have custom Cthulhu dice. Let's take a closer look at these. So, I will rotate this. Looks like we've got tentacles and Cthulhu heads, and 2 tentacles. Alright, so it looks like there's 1, 2, and 3 options on each of these. Are they all the exact same thing? Yes, it looks like these are 3 identical D6s, except they only have 3 options on each. 2 tentacles, 1 tentacle, and a Cthulhu. A little bag, probably for all of your swag. Well, maybe not that. A deck of cards. Oh, alright, so we have, in the big bag, there are wooden tentacles, and they seem to correlate, they are color-coded, and they seem to correlate with these cards. So, that will likely be a, I have no idea where I'm going with that. My brain just started trailing off. We're gonna walk that, chalk that up to middle-aged senility. And then, of course, we have this, which is a little spin thing. I believe it's called the Chaos something. Chaos table, Chaos something. I don't know. Chaos Spinner. We'll call it the Chaos Spinner. I have a feeling I can actually throw away that bag. There we are. Oh, whoops. Yes, Chaos Spinner. Alright, and we are getting down to it. Down to the bottom. These cards. Alright. These are not full-on cardstock. Well, I mean, they're cardstock, but they're of the thinner variety, but they're not paper, which is good. I suspect with how packed this box is, they couldn't exactly go with thicker. So it looks like we have Necronomicon chapters, something tied to that. We have a solo assistant, because you can play this game solo. And then we have our characters. We have a doctor, plague doctor that is, priest, scientist, historian, officer, detective, and then we're off on whatever these are. Discard mat, shambler mat, and some monsters, great old ones. We have Yig, Yog Sothoth, Nyarlathotep, and of course, Cthulhu. And then last, but not least, we have this. These are the locations of this setting. Ooh, it's stuck. I won't need that in the future. These are locations of the setting. They are... Let's see. Any differences between the front and the back? You may exchange one translated page card with another's player's page card, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, yes. Flip over if you... Oh, okay, good, good, good. So we've got a library, a museum, an inn, a park, and a store. All right. Let's try and rebox this through the magic of editing. And we're back with this fully boxed. It's a little wobbly, but it's not too terrible. Now we're going to go into the expansion. This is the Cult of Chaos. With this expansion, as the town descends into chaos, it is not only our intrepid investigators who are trying to unlock the secrets of the Necronomicon. A member of the Cult of Chaos is hiding in the shadows, trying to use those same pages to raise cultists for their dark cause. their end goal is different. They don't want to seal the Great Old One away. They want to bring it into our earthly realm permanently. It is now a race against time for the players to translate the Necronomicon before the nefarious cult raises their nightmarish army of arcane loyalists. And it says here it has 4-player mats, 4-player tokens, 4 Great Old One mats, 4 Great Old One tokens, new town cards, follower tokens, whole lot of new things in here. So again, we have a rule book. We have the tokens themselves, a lot less than last time. And then we have the other materials for this game. And of course, there's a lot less than last time. It's an expansion on its own board game. Let's see what we have in this one. So we have a astronomer, a hunter, cultist, a student. That's an important archetype in H.P. Lovecraft fiction. We have Mormo. Haven't heard of that one. Dagon. I've heard of that one. I'm going to butcher that. Atlach-Nacha. Atlach-Naka? Atlach-Nacha. Something like that. Basatan. Ooh. Crab people. We have a cultist mat. And we have another Necronomicon countdown thing. And then for the 2 town locations, we have the observatory and the shrine. So some expanded content for when you are done experiencing, or when you think you have experienced all there is to experience from the base game. Much easier to pack, I have to say. Now, while the game itself is quite wonderful, I present unto you one of its more wonderful features, and that is their positively perfect partnership with Dized. Dized is a wonderful website, I know I keep saying wonderful, and app that provides tutorials for a number of board games. And if you're anything like me, where you can spend hours and hours reading and understanding dusty old tomes of RPGs, but your head starts to spin the moment you open the rulebook for a board game, then this service is quite wonderful indeed. I'm just going to lean into it. The website is pretty easy to navigate. Their newest tutorials are here at the top. You see Tiny Epic Cthulhu right here, followed by a coming soon section. There's new extras and a section dedicated to Tiny Epic Games themselves. Look at all those titles, and there's even more. They just haven't finished making them. And then there's the other titles that they have, which are a lot, but I look forward to seeing even more on there, especially if they're more that I actually have. So it is an excellent service indeed, and there's even more further down below. It tends to get more organizational and extras and A through C, or A through Z. I know the alphabet. But anyway, back to the top. Here, let's pop into Tiny Epic Cthulhu, and as you can see here, this is how it's organized for each entry. You have a blurb of the game. Tiny Epic Cthulhu is a 45-minute 1 to 4 player cooperative game that will immerse players in a world of spinning madness. Players take the roles of unique characters residing in a cold, forgotten island town off the coast of 1920s New Arkham Moor. However, all is not well in this seemingly peaceful town. Cosmic horrors are emerging from the dense sea fog, plunging the once sleepy town into a state of chaos. And then, of course, you'll have the quick and dirty stats in that it's a 40-minute game for 1 to 4 people, 14 plus age range. And then you have the tutorial, the rules, and the extras. So let's go ahead and check the rules first. Now, as you can see, we have more of the previous page's data, the stats, the blurb, etc., but then you have this nice color-coded index for all of the rules. And it's really well set up. So it's essentially the entire rule book from the game in a divided into an easy-to-navigate thing. You got the cover of the rule book, you have more of the intro stuff, and then once you finish reading that, you click next, or you can jump to any of the different places. Like me, I will probably be using a lot of solo gaming mode. And yes, it's a fantastic little feature. Let's go ahead and take a look at the tutorial itself. All right. Might take a moment to load. Now, the tutorial is a video.
Your content will be launching soon. Dized Plus is now available.
Yay,
with Dized
ads.
Plus, you get an ad-free experience, full access to Dized extras.
There we go. All right, so I was going through this before when I was setting up this. That's why it's telling me to restore session, but we're going to start new.
Welcome to Tiny Epic Cthulhu. Select next if your mind can handle what lies ahead.
So first off, yes, it's an AI voiceover, but considering the service, the size of the company, I will happily accept an AI voiceover. Hopefully they can switch over to actual people to narrate, but until then, this will do for me. Here we go.
In the somnolent embrace of New Arkham, an ancient evil dormant for eons emerges from slumber. The titanic terror seeds madness in the townsfolk, twisting them into grotesque shamblers. A group of scientists, clergy, historians, and investigators, bound by shared nightmares, must reassemble the Necronomicon and seal away the harbinger of chaos before all falls to the clutches of Cthulhu. How many heroic experts are about to step into the darkness? Select the number of players on the screen.
So, for example, if I'm playing solo, I'd want to learn how to play
Excellent.
solo.
Let's start by setting up the game. Take all of the components out of the game box. You won't need to open the rulebook during this tutorial. However, it features a handy quick reference guide on the back, so place the rulebook face down to the side of the table. Place the Wheel of Madness in the middle of the table. These are the double-sided town cards, with each side offering a different action for you to use during the game. The card sides are picked randomly. Place the town cards in random locations, any side up, around the Wheel of Madness, so the cards touch the wheel with their shorter side. Place the Necronomicon mat face up in the general play area.
Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but you get the idea. And it will continue to teach you how to play this game step by step, and I truly appreciate it. For some reason, I can do crunchy RPGs like nobody's business, but I have a hard time learning board games. I'm not sure why. I'm sure there's some sort of scientific reason. You can find the app on Android and iPhone, and of course the website is app.dized, that's DIZED.com. Now, if you think you might like the game, a game like this, but you prefer to avoid the madness of the Elder Gods and their High Priest Cthulhu, there are a whole lot more titles over at GamelynGames.com. There you can find titles like Tiny Epic Defenders, I have that one, Tiny Epic Galaxies, Tiny Epic Zombies, Tiny Epic Crimes, and a whole lot more. Styles include 4X strategy, dungeon crawls, tactical battle games, and more genres of board games that I don't even know about. Resource management, I'm sure there's others. They also have accessories for the games themselves, let's see here, what do they got? So they have a lot of accessories for the games themselves, including things like they'll have game mats that'll help organize your play. They'll have dice trays. You can buy more of the dice that you can find in their games, or special dice for their games. And they even have a nifty little pack that you can carry all of their games in, though maybe not all of the accessories. So all in all, it is a wonderful little site and a wonderful little company. I know words. Now, earlier I told you of my regret that I gave away my copy of Tiny Epic Dungeons some time back. And, well, here's my second chance at rectifying that. Tiny Epic Dungeons Adventures is apparently a follow-up, a sequel to the dungeon crawling game that was their most popular game. And it is, it looks really fun. And they've already passed the threshold. You have about 12 days to get into this, and as you can see, I have backed at the Deluxe Dungeon System bundle, where I get both the first game, the second game, and their expanded content, all for $89, which in 2025 money isn't that bad. And, well, I love these little games, and I hope to grow my collection. They're small, they're portable, they are of solid quality, and as you can see, they're fairly affordable. Like, even without the discount, they're still, a lot easier to pay for than your $100, $200 dungeon crawl board games, and you can take them with you when you go and visit the family for holidays. Also, if you are cursed like myself and all of your friends love to play RPGs but can't be bothered with board games, or prefer board games you sneer at, well, all of these games typically have a solo mode, so that's pretty cool too. Thank you so much for making it to the end of my very first real episode of Twisted Turns. Up until now, this channel has been without any real direction. I knew I wanted it to be a gaming channel, but video games and board games and RPG games are very different, well, mostly different things. There have been my first impressions videos for various video games. There have been my live play RPG sessions back when I was doing Extinction Curse. There have been a number of unboxing videos. And now I think I finally have a direction for this channel. The video game stuff will go on a different channel. The unboxing stuff will take more of a form akin to what you have seen today. So they won't be full-on unboxing, but they will be exploring the product a little bit more in depth, and so on. So, already I've seen a few things that I already want to change, but if I spent all my time hemming and hawing about making this video positively perfect, then it would never go up in the first place. And in the immortal words of Krusty the Clown, it's not just good, it's good enough. Now, I'm just a creepy cat creature with a video editing degree from YouTube University. But if you enjoyed this video, then claw at that like button and paw at that subscription button. And maybe caterwaul a catcall into the chasm of the comment section down below and help this channel grow. If you want to support more of me and my mischief, and this fledgling channel, as well as my gaming hobby, then you can buy me a coffee. though I do prefer tea, via the link down below in the doobly-doo. And you can check out a number of my other projects, which should be seeing more activity in the near future, such as my horror storytelling channel and podcast, and the aforementioned upcoming gaming channel, etc., etc. I have been your host, the Mad Catter, and until next time, may all your turns be twisted. Might need to workshop that. We'll see. Ah well, goodbye.